Hello Absurdisan and welcome back to the Manor Bar. I hope you all had a great Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate. I hope you had a great past month and a bit, essentially. I had a really good time, went to the States, saw my wife, and, which today's video is about, I got a load of new stuff that's going to help out with the Manor Bar series. So, I was just going to take you through some of these things, what they are, what I'm going to be using them for, before I put out this week's episode. So, let's get started. I got this cocktail recipe book, The Architecture of the Cocktail, and it's essentially just a cocktail recipe book. But it's done really cool. It's just a bit different because it's done in all blueprint style. So if I open one up here, say we wanted to make a Corpse Reviver 2, because apparently there are several variations of the Corpse Reviver, but you can see there, it's made like it's got all the diagrams there, and each of the different layers has different colour code, and it's just really cool. Got a description of the cocktail and like its history and things. It's really cool. And if you're going to be making cocktails, there's no harm in getting yourself books, looking them up online, because that's hopefully what you're doing right now, but this book, it's just a great bit of fun. I also got this little set of bar stuff, which is awesome. It's got loads of useful things in there, so I'm going to take you through each of them. It's got a muddler in there, and that is essentially for just like crushing fruit or herbs like mint and things. You'll often see people using these when making a mojito, because they'll crush the lime and the mint right down in the bottom of the glass. So this is really good for extracting flavours from fruit and herbs and stuff in the glass itself. I also got a little set of tongs, which is great because it just makes everything look a bit fancier. If you like, do you want to drop a sugar cube in your drink, look fancy? Tong it. Tong it. It's also come with a jigger. Now this is the first jigger I've seen that's actually on like a handle. Usually they're just this bit on the end and you can use it like that. But I now actually have a proper jigger, which I'm quite happy about. You'll see barmen all over the world using these because this is pretty much the accepted measuring device in bars. So definitely handy to use if you want to keep things like regular and make the same cocktails over and over again. Also came with this, which is apparently a lemon knife. It's just a fancy knife with a weird shaped edge, which I assume will help you cut the lemon a bit easier. I'm not entirely sure, because I did look and I couldn't find anything online about this specific like lemon knife. So it's a fancy knife essentially. Finally in this little set, one of the most useful things in here is the Hawthorne strainer. Now there are several different kinds of strainer and I should try and get all of them. There are 3 that you should get. But the Hawthorne strainer is the one I will use the most because this, I'll show you. So say you've mixed your cocktail in your shaker and it's got loads of ice or fruit bits, like crushed up fruit bits, and you don't want the ice or like the pulpy bit of the fruit to get into the actual cocktail when you pour it into the glass. That's where your Hawthorne strainer comes in. So this springy bit goes inside the actual shaker itself, and then you pour out of this little lip here, just like that. And what's great about the Hawthorne strainer is you can change or vary how much it actually flows. You can push it down all the way so it's only a little bit flowing, or you can try and pull it up so that it flows a bit heavier. It's great for filtering out easily any unwanted large ingredients that you didn't want in the glass. I also finally got a new blender. I'm so happy I finally got one because my last blender broke when I put in a big lump of ice cream, and apparently it didn't like that and it stripped all the mechanism underneath it. So, cautionary tale, break shit up before you put it in the blender. But this is a pretty decent blender, I'm quite happy with this, and I'm actually going to be using this in this week's cocktail. So, also got a couple more things that I want to show you. I got some of these. They're the ice shot molds. Basically you pour in your water and they make shot glasses made of ice. They're fantastic for serving really chilled shots. Like if you want to do straight vodka, it's usually, apparently, better to do it as cold as it can be. So, these are great fun, and they're just great fun in general, so no waste, no washing up. If you've ever tried one of these, then you'll know that it's a good laugh. And finally, courtesy of my brother, he got me this ale making kit, so I can actually brew my own ale, and I'm super excited about this. I'm going to be able to make Absurdisan ale, Absurdisan, Absurdibrew? I haven't decided on a name, but at some point I will be making this. Apparently it takes about 3 weeks, so I'll have to figure out when I'm going to do this, and it makes 35 pints, so that's quite a bit of booze. So I'm really looking forward to this. So that was just a quick rundown of what I got over the holidays, because my birthday was also very early January, so this is all going to come in handy when making my Mana Bar videos, and I urge you to join me for this week's cocktail later in the week. So I'm going to be making full use of my blender. It should be delicious. So, thanks for tuning in. This has been the Mana Bar. I've been Rich Perry. Cheers.